Welcome to Onslow County Today, and welcome to the Albert J. Ellis Airport. We are so glad to be here today on such a beautiful spring afternoon. We are here today to get to know more about the airport and what's going on, so we'll be talking with Mitch Sprunger. We're also going to be talking with Mary Downing from the Onslow County Museum, Erin Mortensen from the Onslow County Public Library. We'll visit with Clay Calhoun and Shelly Ashley with Onslow County Senior Services. We'll talk with Samantha Winthrow from Peers. And finally, we'll talk with Carter Metcalf about Horizon 2040 and what we can look forward to. As always, we are so glad you are here for Onslow County Today. Let's take off. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is our host for today, Mitch Sprunger, Deputy Director here at the Albert J. Ellis Airport, or OAJ, right, Mitch?
That's correct.
Mitch, every time I come out here, I am in awe of this building. It is beautiful. And so, for folks who are flying in and out, what do you hear from your passengers?
A lot of what you're just saying. It's very open, very beautiful, very clean, and easy to get through. It's simple. The parking's close. You can get through the checkpoint quickly, and you have all the conveniences of a larger airport right here in Onslow County. And
so pleasant. Like, everyone who works here is a dream. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Now, the one thing, you know, what people may not think about is when they're flying in and out, they're concerned with their journey, but they might not think about what an airport means to a community. And we really want to talk about that today, because this is a community. This is what was intended 50 years ago, 50 plus years ago. And so that means it also contributes a lot to the economy. I'd love for you to talk about what that means to Onslow County.
Yes, so you said it. This is an economic engine for the community, a conduit for commerce. That's what we like to say. One thing to note is North Carolina DOT, the Department of Aviation, recently, they had their State of Aviation. And they look at aviation in the state, how many jobs it creates, the economic impact it has, the tax generation. And then within that study, they look at general aviation airports and commercial facilities like OAJ. And the results we had were just great numbers. It was over 3,400 jobs directly, indirectly related to this facility, over $700 million of economic impact, and $36 million of tax revenue. So, like, when you fly in and out of here, you know, like you said, it may just be a flight, something simple, but this enhances our community. It enhances our quality of life. So that's why it's so important. When you are choosing your flights, you need to look at it as first, because it improves our life quality in Onslow County.
Well, it's being part of the community, you know.
Absolutely.
When we think about, and you know, I can remember when the airport was brand new, right? And coming out here and seeming like, oh my gosh, are we ever gonna get there? And now, it's so quick, so easy, so beautiful. And then when you talk about all of those factors, how it contributes to the economy, the jobs, to tourism, to commercial, you know, everything. Your parking lot is full.
It is.
And that just tells us how well this airport is used. Now, when we think about that, and I know that you always have that wonderful tagline about flying local and what that means, you want families to use this space as well, not just business travelers, not just folks who, you know, might need to be here for work. This is also a very family-friendly airport. Talk about planning for traveling with your family this spring break, this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Very family-friendly, like we mentioned before. Close parking. I mean, you can see your car right there out the window. now's the time when you're planning for your summer travel, right? We're 8 to 12 weeks away.
Sure.
When the kids are ready for the vacation. I'm in that situation right now with my wife and my kids. Where are we going to go? So my advice is plan now, get online. There's a lot of great resources to find deals, the time frames on when you want to fly. But as I mentioned before, you should look at OAJ because of that community, what this brings to the table. But it should be total value for your vacation experience also. You may look at like a neighboring airport, okay, I can maybe save a little money flying out of here, but look at your overall experience, what you're gonna get out of this facility. When you're traveling with your family, you want as little stress as possible. This is a low stress facility, and planning ahead now, I mean, that's just going to help you out this summer.
Absolutely. I mean, if I can park right here, get the kiddos in, you know, get them all taken care of, and off you go. And the excitement of little kids on an airplane. I know that there's, you know, we worry. They love it.
Absolutely.
I mean, what a great adventure and to be right here and to say, hey, you know, we're gonna fly out and have some fun.
That's right. I can completely relate to that. That's why I'm in the position I'm in now, and the director can say the same thing as well. We were that kid once, and this is a great airport to experience that.
It's a beautiful airport. And talk about kids, you all work with the community as well in terms of your art displays. I mean, art in the airport oftentimes is student art, so they're seeing students, kiddos' artwork.
Absolutely. Yeah, we integrate an art in the airport exhibit when you're going into our checkpoint. We do that through Onslow County Schools and the local Arts Council. So yeah, it's anywhere from elementary to high school age kids. We rotate out the art. It's a great way to bring the community in, show off our facility, and show off some of our great talent.
Well, this is fantastic. Now, the last thing we want to talk about is you all have had your 50th birthday. You're moving forward, and we were talking a little bit about change. And while this airport feels and looks brand new, there's some change on the horizon because you all are always making improvements. Talk about some of the things we might see immediately, or it might just be that sort of behind the scenes that makes our life even more convenient.
Sure. Well, one of the immediate things you're going to see when you fly out of here is when you go through the checkpoint, the TSA recently completed a project where they put in new bag screeners. Okay. So we have 2 lines now for your carry-on baggage to be checked. It's the latest technologies, so you no longer have to take your liquids and gels out of your bags.
Okay.
You can keep those in there, and you can keep your electronics in there as well.
Oh, okay.
So you still have to take off your shoes if you're not enrolled in pre-check.
Sure.
But that's a noticeable thing immediately. And then some of the behind-the-scenes things you're talking about, in the coming months, we'll be doing a runway rehabilitation project.
Okay. All right.
It's coming up on about 20 years on that pavement, so it's about time for a little rehab. But the good thing is that project is all at night. It was planned out with the airline schedule in mind, so it should have 0 to minimal impact on your flight operations out here. And then the subsequent years, we're looking at the runway extension, and we're talking about that economic revenue generation.
So the size of planes, right? That's what that has to do with.
Potentially size of planes. It also increases your ability to carry more weight on takeoff, so more fuel, more baggage. That opens up more destinations out west for potentially new routes, new airlines.
Very cool.
Yes.
Well, I will tell you that we were here with Onslow County Today when you repaved 20 years ago, and sort of the grand opening of that repaving. So this is going to be really neat to see this happening again. I mean, even the technology, when I checked in this morning with your parking, everything is, you're making everything automated. It's spectacular.
Yep. It's all about improving that customer experience.
And I will tell you, and we have to celebrate one of your staff members talking about customer experience. Also, Sandra Jansen, who's here, who's your finance admin officer here. She just got an award for customer service, I understand.
Yeah, she did. She got an award through the chamber, and we mentioned the art in the airport. She's directly involved in that. So she's a great asset. We're happy to have her on the team.
So really it's about customer service, number one, that experience, and having a beautiful place to fly out of. And we're starting to see the traffic starting to pick up a little bit, which is awesome.
That's right.
As we're here this morning. So we are grateful for this experience. We want you to say it one more time because it's so important about using your local airport, flying here.
That's right. Fly local, buy local, fly at OAJ. It means so much to us and improves our quality of life.
Well, Mitch, thank you as always, and I'm booking some flights soon.
Thank you very much for doing that.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and we have Erin Mortensen with us from the Onslow County Public Library. Erin, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Now, Erin, we're here at the airport, so we talk about all kinds of journeys, but you work at a place that can take us anywhere in the world.
Yes.
And sometimes beyond.
Yes.
At our airport. And so you're here today to tell us about some upcoming March events that you have going on at all 4 branches. Mm-hmm. Of course, we always want to start at Maine. So what is going on at Maine this month?
So one of our first events that we're having is our stuffed animal sleepover. That's going to be on March 17th. Probably sounds familiar. We've done it before and it was a huge hit. So you can bring your stuffed animals and your baby dolls by the library, and we'll have some like games and activities. And then you'll come back the next morning on the 18th and pick them up and kind of see what they were up to. And I think this time they might be going on a leprechaun hunt for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, you know, I mean, when we lock the door on the libraries at night, who knows what those guys are up to? You know, they're reading, they're running around. Mm-hmm. It's a fun time.
Yes, they get into some trouble.
They get into a little bit of trouble, but not too much at the library. And then the other thing, certainly March is Women's History Month.
Yes.
And you all have something in the works that we're going to learn more about a little bit later on, and we can, of course, find out. But you all are celebrating Women's History Month at the libraries this month.
Yes, so we have a little program going on, I believe it's on the 18th. And we're going to have Barbara Brown come in and speak. She's the former Board of Education chair, so I think it'll be a really good program.
Wonderful, and she'll have lots of wisdom to impart, I'm certain. Now then, of course, we want to move out to Richlands, and we've got something just around the corner going on in Richlands.
Yes, this Saturday, that's going to be March 4th, we have our Friends of the Library book sale, which is just a really great opportunity to get some gently used books and kind of give back to the library so that we can better our services for the patrons.
And that's sponsored by your Friends group,
Yes.
and they really, I mean, they have mountains of books available.
Yes, I don't think there will be any shortage of category to pull from.
That is awesome. And of course, they have a fun book club that they had several years ago that they've been bringing back, and that's your cookbook book club.
Yes, that's March 14th, and that's actually at Richlands and Sneads Ferry. We have 2 locations, and you can go into library, you'll pick out a recipe and sign up, and then you'll come back on the day that the club meets with your made recipe, and you get to share it with the other members of the club and maybe try some cuisines you've never had before.
Very cool. What a fun way to do some things.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Sneads Ferry, they have their cookbook club, but also I've been out there recently, and they've been gathering all kinds of things to create mulch and compost, because you have something coming up called Ready, Set, Grow.
Yes, it is a program to teach kids the science behind growing your own food. So you'll plant some little plantlings and kind of watch them grow and mature. And I think it meets twice a month. So you'll have different activities going at every meeting to kind of learn more about how to grow your own food.
Very neat, very neat. That is awesome. And what else have they got going on in Sneads Ferry? Cookbook club, Ready, Set, Grow.
Yes, they are also hosting a stuffed animal sleepover the same night. Theirs is a little different though, because you'll come on Saturday for a reunion breakfast, and that's where we'll have some like crafts and activities going on.
Very fun. And finally, let's move on down the road to Swansboro.
Yes, Swansboro has reorganized 2 of their teen events. So we have the Library Club for Teens, which is a kind of by the teens, for the teens club where they get to decide what they are going to learn about or do. And that meets at 4 p.m. the first and third Thursday of the month. And then right afterwards, you go into Teen Anime Club.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be, again, curated by the teens of the group, learning about Japanese anime culture through film and books.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah, so it's 1-2 punch.
Well, and you know, they too have just had a little bit of beautiful landscaping done out there. They're friends.
Yes.
So we can never say enough good things about the Friends of the Libraries at all the branches.
Yes, we love our friends. They do so many wonderful things for us and bring fun programs, events, and beautification to the libraries.
Well, is there anything else you want to share with our visitors about events, activities, programs?
Well, we have started our Read Across America program this week, so it's in honor of Dr. Seuss's birthday, which I believe is March 2nd. Yes. So if you go to our Facebook, every day we're going to be reading a different story with our partners at One Place of Onslow County. And so it's just a fun virtual story time, and then we'll have some make and takes for the whole week.
Awesome. You know, if Dr. Seuss can't get your child to start reading, I mean, there's magic. There's just magic in Dr. Seuss. Well, I am so grateful, Erin, that you're here. Of course, we want to direct folks to your social media sites and your website.
Yes, our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are great ways to keep up with what we have going on. And then we have downloadable versions of our newsletter on our website.
Fantastic. Well, Erin, it is always good to have you visit with us, and we are looking forward to everything going on this spring at our libraries.
Yes, thank you so much for having us again.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is a new friend, Samantha Winthrow with Peers. Samantha, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I can't even begin our segment without you not sharing a little bit of what you were telling me before we were on camera, which is you have a real personal connection to Peers. Everybody knows how much I love them, but really talk about how it has impacted your life.
So my mom, when I was a baby, she dropped me off in the child care room, and then so that she could finish her college degree, and she's now a social worker with the county with over 20 years in. And then I worked in the nighttime childcare during parenting classes when she would be teaching. And then I worked in the daytime as a childcare provider, and now I'm back as the processing assistant.
And when you said that you helped out, I mean, one, you were sort of raised at Peers, and then you volunteered there as a student?
Yep, I did my high school internship, and my senior project was on Peers and child abuse prevention. So out of the 46 years Peers has been open, I've been involved in some way for 30. That
is a great story and such a connection to what you do. So people know that you are invested in what Peers is all about. Now, we are here to talk specifically about your wonderful event that you all have been doing. This is your 19th annual?
Yes, ma'am.
19th annual Cherish the Child. Tell us about what Cherish the Child is all about.
So it is a silent auction and dinner. So we'll have Mission Barbecue Cater, we'll have music, there'll be silent auction items, whether they're baskets or standalone items, for people to bid on throughout the night. We do a 50-50. We do a wine pool, which is really cool and you don't really see at other events. So you buy a raffle ticket for $20, and that raffle ticket puts you in the drawing to win a big smoker. But everybody's winner, because the raffle ticket will have a number on it, and that you'll walk away with a bottle of wine no matter what.
Okay.
So that's how it got its name, the wine pool. But all the money that we raise at Cherish the Child funds our free child care program. So it keeps the program free, and then we're able to purchase things like crafts or take the kids to the fire department. We just did our first field trip with them the other day. We could do like a celebration lunch with them and do just a bunch of really cool stuff. And right now we're needing to update our playground, so we're hoping to raise a bunch of money so that we're able to do that.
Well, you know what, I mean, when we think about that child care center that you all operate there, it is so homey and so sweet, and that playground is just adorable, but it's time. Everything needs a little refresh, right? Everything needs a little refresh. So one more time, we want to talk about Cherish the Child, dates, times, and location.
So this year it's going to be at Sturgeon City. It's April 1st, and it's going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at Piers, or you can go on Eventbrite. If you purchase at Piers, you don't have to pay Eventbrite fees. So,
Okay.
And you get a discount if you buy a whole table instead of individual tickets. So tickets are $40 a piece, or a table of 8 for $300.
Very good. And what, I mean, great food, great company, and a great cause. Now, we do want to talk about your child care center, of which you said you know, spent your childhood there. Talk a little bit about how this is structured, because there is nothing else like this available to families, because this is a very special kind of setting.
So we have 2 rooms. We have our infant room, which we service children ages 6 weeks to 2.5, or as soon as they're potty trained. And then we have our toddler room, and it's as soon as they're potty trained or 2.5 up until the day before they turn 6. The program is not income based. The only disqualifiers are if your child's enrolled in another daycare or enrolled in a school setting.
Okay.
So anybody can use the program as long as they fit those 3 criterias. The daycare is open once a week, either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday per child. So if you have siblings and one can only come on a Monday because of an appointment and the other can come on Wednesday, that's fine, because it's per child, not per family.
And it's not intended to be an everyday child care.
It's once a week, give parents a break, because as much as we love our kids, we're people at the end of the day, and we need a reset and take time for ourselves as well. And we don't care what people do during the 9 to 1 time frame, as long as someone's there to pick up at 1 p.m. and that they're safe with the person they're leaving with. So they can go home, take a nap, they can go look for a job, they can go grocery shopping, whatever they need to do to reset, you know, that's how we're reducing child abuse in Onslow County.
Well, you know, we think about our community, and how many young families we have, but also the fact that, you know, there had been a time when we all were sort of close to extended family. We all lived close to extended family, so if I did need that minute, maybe we could call Grandma. But maybe Grandma lives in Kansas, or Grandma lives in Florida, so it's not that same type of setting now, and we all need a minute. We all need a minute, and as you say, the goal is to give that parent an opportunity to just take a beat, and it makes us all better parents.
Yes.
It makes us all
So
better
our
parents.
slogan is "We are your village," and so if you don't have a village because you're military or whatever the reason was that you moved here, we want to be your support system. We want to help you. We want to be your village. If you do have a village, we want to be a part of it.
That's fantastic. And Cherish the Child supports that village. It's a key component. Samantha, if folks want to know anything more about Piers and your programs and this upcoming awesome event, what's the best way to know?
So you can get information on our social medias. Facebook's a really good place to get it. I do post regularly to our website, piersfamilydevelopmentcenter.com. They can reach out through email at ocpiers@onslowcountync.gov, or they can call me at Piers, and I'm the one who's answering the phone. So
You're our go-to.
Yes, ma'am.
You are our go-to. Well, Samantha, it has been a great pleasure talking with you. Thank you for committing a lifetime
yes, ma'am.
to Piers and all that you all do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is one of my favorite friends, Shelly Ashley with Onslow County Senior Services. Shelly, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
Look, I know that you all are the busiest place around. It is like a little beehive over at Senior Services, and so we want you to share some of the upcoming activities that are going on. But first, Shelly, we want to ask you about the Senior Services and our center there. I just want to know who can go. How old do you have to be? What defines a senior?
Well, that's a good question, and it's very hard to answer because we have different types of programs there. We have programs that are for 55 and older, plus we have programs that are for 60 and older.
Okay.
So, but now, looking at one of the topics we're going to talk about today with the senior games, that's 50 and older.
So, starting around 50 and better.
Right.
I like how you all put that.
Yes.
50 and better. So there's just really something for all levels of interest. And we do want to talk about senior games first because this is a long-standing tradition in Onslow County.
Yes.
And it's our own Olympics.
Absolutely.
It's our own Olympics.
That's a great way to put it.
So let's talk first about, there are certainly real physical things that go on associated with senior games, like, tell us.
Right, that's the athletic events where you can go out and you can do cornhole, shuffleboard, horseshoes, football toss, things like that are physical. And then we also have the other side of it, which is the silver arts.
Now, silver arts is beautiful because we get to see all the talent that is here in Onslow County.
Yes. Yes, and we encourage our seniors at the center that are involved in different art classes and craft classes to enter because they make some beautiful things that they need to show off.
Now, if I'm interested, because I'm 50 and better, if I'm interested in participating in silver arts in any way, what can I do? How do I need to get started in the process of entering and participating in the silver arts and in the senior games?
Okay, you can contact the senior center, and you can also contact Parks and Rec or the Commons. We all work together on this. And for the silver arts part, we display them at senior services.
Okay.
So you can contact me or any of my staff, and we'll be more than glad to get them in the right direction.
Alrighty, is there a deadline that I need to register?
There is for the athletic events is March 31st.
Okay.
And then for the silver arts, the deadline to turn in your item would be April 24th.
Okay, so April 24th, if there's anything I want to enter, but I need to go ahead and by the end of this month have everything done in case I want to participate in any of the other competitions, the athletic competitions.
Right.
And I know, just from watching, that pickleball is the thing.
It's very busy, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
What that has evolved from,
Very
But
much.
I will say, I remember our friend Carol Trott talking about pickleball years ago before it became so trendy. We're just cutting edge here in Onslow County.
Well, when you get into games that have to be bracketed, and you get new people all the time, and that's what we're experiencing at the senior center is we get new people all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And we get them in all age and all ability.
Well, it's such a great resource, and you all do such cool stuff. You've got silver arts, you've got the senior games, but you also do some things to help support what you do. And one of the really cool things you all do is a yard sale, and you've got a spring yard sale coming up.
We do. We have a spring yard sale coming up, and the tables are, they're reasonable for the seniors. They're $5 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
And that all that money goes back into the senior center to support the seniors at the center.
So we've got senior games, silver arts, yard sale, and then we all keep way too much paper at our house.
Absolutely.
We know I might need it, Shelly.
Yeah.
I might need it, but I don't always need it.
You don't always need it.
And
Absolutely.
so from a personal security standpoint, you all are offering another special activity for us.
We are. On the 28th of April, we're offering a shredded event, and there's going to be a presentation from, she's actually with the Senior Medicaid Patrol.
Okay.
And she's a fraud specialist. So she's coming out to explain why you need to shred your documents. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a shred truck there that you can bring your documents to the presentation and watch them being shredded. And then we're also going to have bins at the center that if you can't make it that day, you can still bring in your documents and put them in the bins.
Oh, what a great convenient thing for us all. Because you want to make sure, this is all about protecting yourself from identity theft.
Absolutely. And that's been one of the hardest things, because they don't know, how long do I have to keep this? Do I even need to keep it?
Right.
And so when Stephanie Bias comes, she really gives them, a good reason why You need to do this, not just throw it in the trash.
Very good. Now, last but not least, when we all want to know, just like the question I asked in the beginning is who can come and who can participate, you all have a special day in June to answer all those questions.
We do. We are working on a senior outreach that we are looking at vendors coming out that can reach out to the seniors and let them know, what their agency provides. A lot of times, the seniors will come to us. We can give them a list and a phone number.
Right.
But when they can walk up to a table and talk to somebody and get references, or get resources, it makes it a lot easier for them to have it in their hand, to take it home and review it.
And the connection, I can't ever say enough about when I walk in that building, it is just one smiling face after another.
They stay very busy in the morning. When you go in there, they are everywhere and they love it. And that's what we're there for. We're there for them.
Now, if I'm curious, or maybe I'm curious about a loved one, maybe, for a parent or a grandparent, and I'd love to know more about what you do in general, who can I reach out to right now, Shelly, and find out? How can I call and connect with somebody?
You can call our main number, and you can talk to the receptionist, and she is very, very good about getting you where you need to be.
And for those of us who just want to be able to click on something, you all are all over social media.
Absolutely.
Facebook.
Absolutely. Facebook is, yes, and we have a Senior Center Facebook page. So, and we do post a lot of what the seniors do.
It is great to watch. It is a great place with happy energy. And Shelly, thank you for everything that you all coordinate.
Oh, thank you.
Now, one more time, big events coming up. Silver Arts.
Right.
Yard sale. Shred It. And then big information day in June.
Right. And not only the Silver Arts, but we have the athletic events as well.
As well. So it's
fun day in the park.
Time to be training.
Right. So, right. Absolutely.
Well, Shelly Ashley, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It is always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Clay Calhoun, Director of Onslow County Senior Services. Clay, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Lisa.
We want to talk very specifically. We had Shelly Ashley from your department talking with all the events, but Clay, we got to talk about some good food that's coming up, because your Friends of the Aging has a very special lasagna dinner, and we need you to tell us all about it. So what are the dates, the times, the location?
Okay, well, March 17th, it's a Friday, from 6 to 9 p.m. we'll be having our 14th annual lasagna dinner.
Now, I don't know if people realize, but your team cooks all this lasagna.
Yes.
This is a real investment because they love what they do and they love the folks who use your center.
Right, and this is our capstone event for Friends of the Aging, so we try to raise at least half our funding for the fiscal year during this event.
And when we were off camera, you said you're pretty close. I mean, your tickets have been on sale?
90% of our tickets have been sold as of today.
So if people are watching us today, watching us starting March 1, they need to call and get their tickets.
They need to call, get the tickets, yes.
Call and get their tickets. And tell us, what is the ticket price again?
$20 per ticket.
You cannot get one delicious homemade lasagna in such incredible portions and have such great company for $20 each anywhere.
No, not even at McDonald's.
Nowhere can this be found. Delicious, home cooked, with love. And this goes to such a great cause by raising your friends of the funds for your Friends of the Aging.
It does.
Clay, I'd love for you to explain to folks, because people know the Senior Center, what is the role of the Friends of the Aging?
Well, the Friends of the Aging is the nonprofit entity of Onslow County Senior Services, and that entity provides funds towards items that we can't do under the government funding. So we do things like for emergency utility cutoffs, we keep people's lights on, we keep the water on. For those who maybe have minor household repairs, they can't seem to have the funding to get it, we'll take care of that for them. Sometimes they're short on funds and they need prescriptions. We'll go ahead and pay the co-pays for them. And so we do screen each client to make sure for eligibility. There is an age, so you must be a senior in order to qualify. But we're just like a stopgap. We want to get them to the next month so they can get back on their feet.
Everybody hits a bump in the road sometimes. And this is what your friends, a lot of times we hear about friends groups and it's a lot of fun, but you don't really know where those funds, what it's directed to, and what an incredible service to know that this is there. It just augments and supplements the love that you all show your clients and visitors every day there at Senior Services.
Yes.
And who makes up your friends? You have a board?
I have a board, and it's to be 50% of the board has to be 55 or older to be on the board, and we meet bi-monthly, and so they help me navigate the waters of spending the money, and they authorize me for the expenditures, and so I report out to them, and so we are a licensed nonprofit.
So here's this friends group, and then this is your big event every year. Now for a couple of years there, it went on, even in the midst of COVID, but you had a drive-through.
We had a drive-through lasagna dinner. Yes, and we had an online auction.
But this time it's live and in person?
Live and in person, yes.
What are some of the things we can expect to see?
Well, we'll have, of course, gift baskets that you'll be able to bid on the silent auction. We'll have a live cake auction, which is one of our main attractions. We'll have some 50-50 raffles. And so every dime that we bring in does go directly to our seniors.
Fantastic. Again, one more time, we need to get those tickets because the event is
March 17th, 6 to 9 p.m.
All right, so we should also wear green.
Yes, because it is St. Patty's Day.
All right, so Clay, main number there for people who want to know more information about this and all your upcoming activities.
455-2747.
Thank you as always for being here.
Thank you, Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Mary Downing with Onslow County Museum. Mary, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Mary, of all the guests today, you are the only one who brought a dinosaur with you. And can you tell us why you have a dinosaur with us today?
Yes, I have a dinosaur to announce the theme of our summer art camp at the museum called Dino Days.
That is awesome. Everybody loves a dinosaur, but we want to know more about what is summer art.
Summer art is a one-week camp that we offer for students 8 to 14. We have 3 weeks of it. The first 2 weeks are for 8 to 11-year-olds, and the third week is for 11 to 14-year-olds, and we do all types of crafts, some STEM activities. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, summer art, as some of our viewers might know, is a long-standing program with the museum that got interrupted by COVID a little bit.
Yeah.
And when you came on board, we did a little version at the museum, but this summer, full on.
Full on.
And when you say it's a one-week camp, talk a little bit about, the activities, because I know you've already been planning, I can tell.
Yeah. So we're going to do some measuring of dinosaurs and then creating the measurement of that dinosaur. We're going to make dinosaur eggs. We are going to build a pterodon and watch it fly. It's going to be, there's all types of things that are going on this summer.
Well, that's perfect.
Yes.
Just have a pterodon.
Yeah, perfect.
Just have a pterodon right here. And so that is the annual summer art program. Theme is Dino Days. Registration opens
this month.
Fantastic. So everything gets kicked off with March. So if you're making family summer plans,
yes,
get ready.
Yeah.
Now, then you have something going on much sooner. You have a spring break activity going on. Tell us about that.
Yes. At our Environmental Education Center, we are going to have a Family Fun Eco Day on April 5th. So during spring break, we're going to kick off Earth Month and do a lot of eco-friendly natural history crafts and activities.
Now, for folks who, that's a little bit of a newer site, tell us a little bit more about the Environmental Education Center, where it's located.
Sure. The Environmental Education Center is located at 1330 NC 210. It's connected to the Sneads Ferry Library, and it shows off the natural history of Onslow County.
All right, so we have that shared space. Is there any fee to participate in Eco Days?
No, it is free and fun.
Free and fun. And what are some of the activities you have on board for that day?
We're going to do leaf leaf prints, some fish prints, and some fossil hunting, and so much more.
All right. Well, Mary, if folks want to know more about the museum, more about Dino Days or Family Fun Eco Days at the Environmental Education Center, or anything that we do at the Onslow County Museum, how can they find out?
They can check out our website, check our social media, or call us at 910-324-5008.
Well, Mary, thanks for bringing your friend with us today. There was a little debate over the pronunciation of his name.
Yes.
So what do you think it is?
I think it's an ankylosaurus.
Okay. Well, we'll find out because lots of kids will let us know.
Yes, they will.
Well, Mary, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Carter Metcalf, planner with Onslow County Planning and Development. Carter, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We talked in the very beginning of our show with Mitch Sprunger about growth, right, and what that looks like in Onslow County. Carter, that's your job, right? I mean, it's to plan for it, to examine it, to really know what's happening in Onslow County, and we need a map for that growth.
Absolutely. So for Onslow County, we have two different maps that we use all the time. The first is zoning, which people probably hear a lot about, and that's what you can do today. And the second one is that future map. Where do we want to grow as a community, and how can we create a better community for everybody?
And you have to be a little bit of a futurist. You have to be able to look forward and say what comes next. And what's your magic ball? What's your crystal ball? How do you look into the future?
Yes, well, we want to, as we are working on a plan, which is what we're doing right now, we don't want to make a plan just for tomorrow because it's not a great investment in the county's money, as well as we have to make sure we have time to execute the plan. So our horizon year is 2040, and that's the name of our plan, Horizon 2040, because we're charting that new horizon for Onslow County.
So when you're saying 2040, we're talking not quite 2 decades. You're looking forward 17 years.
Yes.
And it has been, some time since the last comprehensive plan. I mean, we're looking at, what year was our last one?
2009, 2008 was kind of the last time that the county kind of came together and charted that new vision. And so we've come past that now, and we're ready to look at a new one.
And how? So when we talk about, there are a lot of moving parts when you're talking about planning almost 2 decades, looking forward from today and beyond. What's the process? What's that look like?
Absolutely. So the first process is that we collect a whole lot of data. We look at how we have grown since 2009 all the way back to kind of 2000. We'll be looking how has the county grown and where, and what have our needs been, and how successful have we been at meeting those needs. And we also engage the community. We've had a community survey out for the past couple of weeks wanting to hear from people. What do they think that we've been doing well? And what do they see as the character of Onslow County? What is our identity? And upcoming, we'll have some engagement sessions, opportunities for people to come out and talk to us in person about those same questions.
Okay. Now, we don't want any spoilers.
No.
Because you all are going to pull this all together, and this is a very involved process. But what are some of the things that you've heard when people talk about what is Onslow County? I'm real curious as to know what individual perceptions are.
Yes, we've heard from lots of different folks already, and we're excited to hear from more. But what we have heard loud and clear is people love their home, and people love Onslow County, and they really cherish the place where they've been able to grow up. Or even our new folks who have recently moved here love the way Onslow is and are wanting to see where Onslow is going. And so we have a lot of interest from people in this plan, and that makes us very excited because we want it to be the community's plan and to hear from them in this.
Well, we can just look out our window, right? We have this beautiful local airport sitting in the middle of very agricultural setting and forested setting and rural in some ways. We've got beach communities. We certainly have our military presence. And then we have, center of commerce. It's also a pretty diverse place to live.
Yes, and we are a completely unique county. I don't think there's any county like Onslow County. which is amazing. And we do have this balance of urban versus rural with growing city. There's a city of Jacksonville, but also more rural towns as well. And so this plan has to strike a balance between all of our various needs, and we're going to do our best. And we are excited to see what is going to come out of the plan, because we'll have that future map, as well as it's going to direct us to here are the actionable steps, the things that we need to be doing as a county to help make sure we're guiding development. The plan's not going to say, you know, the county's going to go build this building necessarily, but creates this framework for the private community as they seek to develop, helping us guide us toward this vision that the community wants.
Now, you talked a lot about this idea of community engagement. You've already had this survey out, but now we're going to get to talk with folks in person.
Yes.
And when I say talk with, it's really important because you're not just talking at your audience. It's a very different kind of setting.
Absolutely. So we're going to have 3 drop-in meetings, and they're spread out across the county because we want to make sure it's close to folks.
Okay.
So our first one will be on March 22nd.
Okay.
It's going to be, Richlands will be coming to the Onslow County Museum. They're so excited, and we're so thankful to them to host us. And it's going to be at 5:30 to 7. So we'll have an evening opportunity for folks after they get off work can come by, and it's drop-in style. You can come in, talk with us. We'll look at some maps together with people and want to hear from them. And then the next day, we're doing 2 on March 23rd. The first one will be in the afternoon. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. We'll be out at the Swansboro Branch Library. So folks out in Hubert Swansboro can come out there if you're anywhere in the White Oak Township. And then that evening at 5 o'clock to 6:30, we'll be down at the Sneads Ferry Branch Library for anybody down at Sneads Ferry wanting to come talk with us. Now, those are the 3 times we're going around the county. Anytime during the month of March, you're always welcome to come up to the Onslow County Government Center. You can come talk to the Onslow County planning staff. Myself, I'll be there. And you can come talk to me, and we can always schedule another meeting if one of those don't work. Or as well calling up to our office as well.
Well, you know, Carter, I think that it is so important for people to have a voice in their community. Sometimes we feel like, you know, things happen and I think, when did that happen? How did that happen? This is really giving people that opportunity to have that voice in the future of the place, as you said, which I really was so excited to hear, this place that they love. If folks want to know more about the plan, I know that you have very robust website where you keep a lot of information. What can we expect to sort of see coming up there?
So OnslowHorizon2040.com is our website. It's also, you can just go to the planning development website, links right off there as well. And so we have on there the planning process, and it tells you our general timeline for where things are going. Anytime we do public meetings, we'll have a video up there, as well as later down the line, when we get a draft plan, that'll be up on the website as well.
Very good. Now, is there anything else you want to share with us about this Horizon 2040, or just about what, you know, you want people to know about this process?
Yes, so this process, as you've said, is an opportunity for public input. We want to hear from the community because this is our plan. And this is the big guiding document for the county towards writing rules or creating different frameworks for private development. And so we want to know, where does the community want to go? Because this is our home. And we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to express how they want their home to look as we grow in the next couple of decades. And as well, this plan, when it is done, we'll have some more engagement for folks. So this is not people's only time, but this is the before opportunity. As we begin to write, we want to have people's input. And we're excited to hear from people where they want us to go and the character and how they describe Onslow County, because that will help us a lot.
And it's where we want to go. It's who we want to be. It's holding on to and celebrating those things that work great.
Yes.
And then what does it mean for the future?
Absolutely. We want to keep the things everybody loves and change the things hopefully people don't like.
Well, Carter, it is a real pleasure talking with you. I love this idea of where we're going.
Yes.
So what better place to be
Absolutely.
right today than to be at our airport saying, where are we going next?
Where are we going next? What's our next arrival destination for Onslow County?
Well, Carter, that is perfect. Again, thank you. Again, main number there at Planning and Development where folks might need to have questions.
So if you have any questions, you can call 910-455-3661, and we'll select option 3. That'll get you with one of our land use teams, such as myself. You can come talk to me. But option 3 gets you zoning and land use.
Fantastic. Carter Metcalf, thank you for all that you're doing here for Onslow County.
Thank you so much, Miss Lisa.
As always, we want to thank you for joining us for Onslow County Today, and a very special thank you to our host, OAJ. We also want to thank our guest, Mitch Sprunger, from here at the Albert J. Ellis Airport. Erin Mortensen from the Onslow County Public Library, Samantha Winthrow from the Onslow County Peers Department, Shelly Ashley and Clay Calhoun from Onslow County Senior Services, Mary Downing from the Onslow County Museum, and finally Carter Metcalf, who's talking about Horizon 2040, a vision for Onslow County's future. We are so glad you're here with us today. I think it's time to go on a trip.